Good morning, everybody. This is your boy JB stopping in to share a word before we go to work this morning. You know, I've been talking about the way, the word, and the will, and right now we're on the will. And in my studies last night, I was looking at where Jesus was teaching his disciples to pray. They came to him and say, "Lord, show us how to pray." And he said, when you pray, you should pray like this: Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I want to stop right there and focus on thy will be done. A lot of times when we pray, we don't ask God's will to be done. We come to tell him what our will is. I want to be rich. I want to be married. I want to have this kind of car. I want to have this kind of job. And this is not the way Jesus taught us to preach. This is the way that the American church over the past 15, 20, 30 years has taught us to go up to God and tell him what we want, instead of asking for his will to be done. A lot of times we think God is a genie sitting in heaven just throwing out blessings and he can't help himself. But God is a God of purpose. He is holy. You cannot approach him in your fleshly means and your fleshly concerns and get his will to be done in your life on earth as it is in heaven, because you're asking him to bow his will. He won't bow that to anybody. His will is unchangeable. Once it's set, it's set. He's sovereign. You can't tell him what to do. You can come and say, Lord, how do I fit in your will? Not how do you fit in my will? And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. That's not a popular message. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you want to jump over the moon. It doesn't make you want to do any of those things. But if you will take God's will over your own, you can see great gain in your life. And I'm not talking finances. I'm talking about having a great relationship with your wife, having a great relationship with your children, having a great relationship with your work, with the people you work with, and the employees that you work with. That's the only thing that God is requiring of us. To have an abundant life in him, we have to have his will. You cannot force your will on God. No matter what you do, you can't manifest your will. I hear people, I'm going to manifest it by speaking it. No, you're not. You have to allow God's will to activate in your life by going through his way and his word. If you don't do that, then it will never activate. You'll never be part of God's will. You'll be on the outside of his will, wondering why are you hurting and why you can't get him to answer you and do the things you want, because you're trying to get your will imposed. Jesus gave us the greatest example of this when he was to be crucified. He's in the Garden of Gethsemane. He has bowed himself to the earth to pray to the Father. And he says, if there's any way that this cup can pass me, let it pass. He said, but nevertheless, not my will be done, your will. So today, let God's will be done, not your own. Have a blessed day. This has been the Word of Truth and the Whole Truth with JB Greer.